Thank goodness this was not the Sonic we got. Not going to lie, we lucked out on the cutest Sonic ever. I played a small amount of these games growing up, and I was super excited about the movie. Also, who doesn't love a live action of something we grew up on? I mean, do you remember those fun little McDonald's games? I sure do. But that's not what we're talking about. We're discussing how Sonic the Hedgehog was labeled a bad movie, but in all reality, it was great. I will say that this is truly appreciated to like and share our videos. Let's run right into our discussion and everything.
Whatever this creature is, it's our job to secure it, neutralize it, uncover the source of its power.
After watching the movie initially, we couldn't really see what was hated or disliked. When we rewatched it, then we realized it was the smaller kid tropes.
Okay, everything is fine. You played some baseball, got a little upset, lightning shot out of your butt, and now they're coming for you.
Like the farting and burping noises, or even the ridiculous Fortnite dance. Granted, directors today have to work with the times, and I guess we're just still stuck in that phase for a little while longer. I know a common trope theme of belonging to a family as the found family or family of choice is used quite often in the children's movies. I personally don't mind it, since this movie is primarily designed for children, and a majority of children either don't have or belong to a family, or a child may need to know there are other kids less fortunate. It is an overall learning experience or an understanding experience for kids to connect to. We can see that we all have a choice of happiness at some point in our lives. It's just when or how. This action of finding a family is no different than other movies like Alvin and the Chipmunks, Scooby-Doo, or even Lilo and Stitch. I understand that it's nothing we haven't seen before, and it doesn't bring anything new to the table, but this trope theme is an easy love by viewers of all ages.
What were you keeping in this bag? A jar of pickled farts?
Now, what could have been changed? I would have been okay with an animated Sonic movie from the beginning. Yeah, live action can be fun and different, but that doesn't mean it's meant for every game or previous animated show or movie to be done in this format. Especially after watching some of the most recent animated shows, I would have been curious about the creativity behind Sonic's super speed or the ring's interactions a little bit more. This movie was already overrun with game concepts about Sonic, which is completely understandable to build his character and add to real-world moments. But I would have been okay with less mentions of other movies or people, like the talk about Obi-Wan, Vin Diesel, and don't get me started on the ad for Olive Garden.
The only apps on my phone are the ones that came with it.
In the Olive Garden.
Because when you're there,
Your family.
Of course, it was funny to see Sonic do his own version of the Quicksilver, but it felt too much, or rather made the movie feel overly stuffed. I understood this was the added level of entertaining to the adults, but they already did so when they added Jim Carrey on the screen. Jim Carrey was a key movie entertainer in the 90s and early 2000s, perfect for him to return to his hilarious and free-willed self.
Are you in charge here?
Yes, I
Nope.
am.
Wrong. I'm in charge.
Is
Me.
Major
I'm in charge.
Since we mentioned real-world moments, we should lightly chat about the key fundamentals.
Basically, we're like a family.
You don't think your prolonged isolation is making you a bit crazy, perhaps?
Deep down, you are still rather lonely.
Loneliness, wanting to belong, and friendship is what we as a viewer take away from this movie. Before Sonic was playing baseball by himself as all the team members, he just watched kids play on the field as a team. When he is nearly finished having fun, he holds his hand up for applause, and no one is around to react. He mentions, I really am alone. All alone. Forever. We see him run in circles to the point of him creating in himself a Powerball explosive move, which knocks out electricity and satellites. Just like we mentioned earlier of a continued trope, we get the loneliness emotions when Stitch sees Lilo talking to Nani about their family and then later on reacts because he is lonely. This feeling of loneliness for Sonic was built up from leaving his mother to living in his own cave to this moment on the field. It felt personalized and relatable to pretty much everyone who will be watching the scene.
It's a perfect town, and the people need you. I was forced from my home. Your home is perfect and you're leaving it. Why would you do that?
This movie did a great job of getting both sides of the view for their characters. Overall, equal FaceTime and chatter. We had Robotnik to Sonic to even Tom the Donut Lord. Usually a movie focuses on just their good people, like Tom and obviously Sonic. But I was blown away that it was a perfect balance for everyone. I mean, even Wade the police officer. Robotnik's sidekick, Agent Stone, or I like to call the Latte Man.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk.
What do I look like, an imbecile? Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!
Not to mention Crazy Carl. And we certainly can't forget Tom's wife Maddie for her brief but very important moments of on-screen interactions. It felt like every character chosen physically had a purpose, and they were meant to have their moments shine to show how they are important to Sonic's life, whether for a good or bad purpose. We also can't forget Maddie's niece's sweet moment of giving away running shoes.
So you won't hurt your feet anymore.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever given me a gift before.
Since we mentioned Sonic's iconic shoes, we should talk about the minor details. His common catchphrase of "gotta go fast" was greatly utilized. It was cool to see the golden rings, not just in the movie, but even as a replacement Paramount labeled stars. The island he is from had loop-de-loops, racetrack designs, and just the whole setup was a nice throw at the video game styles. We can't help but mention that even the music and sound effects were involving the old Sega and Sonic songs. I chose some examples, but we would be copyrighted. It was adorable looking at some other minor fast-running characters that were hinted in this movie. From his little underground tree cave, he had Flash comics. When he was in the bar fight, they did slow-mo for the Quicksilver of X-Men and Marvel. Not to mention, he gets a little race car bed when he is finally home. These little details show the love of speed. Yeah, we might as well mention he stalks movie night of Speed and even mentions a common family quote of Fast and Furious. Tacky or adorable? I think it's adorable.
I feel just like Vin Diesel. It's all about family, Tom.
Even just the fact of the use for a bucket list was a nice added touch. At one point, Tom was even helping him with ideas and following through with the list, not only at the bar brawl, but even in the hotel room. It gave the movie a nice pull to the conclusion that the final checkmark was for a friend. So when Sonic gives his life for that final checkmark, it feels all the more heartbreaking in a good and sad way. It also wasn't just Sonic who checked off his list. It was also Tom's list too.
Did pretty good, Space Hog.
Thanks, Donut Lord.
Because it kind of feels like we're home right now. I kind of feel like I checked the Save a Life box off my bucket list.
I personally enjoy the interactions of Sonic with his outdoor friend, the turtle. He feels bad that the turtle's life is so slow all the time and wants him to experience adrenaline. His heartfelt moment of pure innocence and happiness resonates with us as a viewer of the action, even when he leaves the turtle shaking uncontrollably in the woods. I found it ironic that Sonic's new family had known jobs in this universe. Tom was a police officer and usually chilled at a speed trap or helping others in need. His wife Maddie is a veterinarian. Both are perfect for keeping Sonic under the speed limit and helping him in Hedgehog needs. What made them all the memorable is that we didn't just hear them talk about their job. We saw them take it personally as protectors of both big and small. From Tom helping the ducklings to getting upset with the trash pandas, or even Maddie trying to help out the trash pandas and later in the movie trying to figure out how to assist Sonic with his injuries. What I felt was most memorable is not just Robotnik losing his head hilariously, or even the clear action of Montana being an hour ahead of San Francisco. So when Sonic is fighting Robotnik during the daylight and traveling through the world in short seconds, minimum a couple of minutes, when he finally lands at home in Green Hills, Montana, it is dark outside, which makes perfect sense that his final fighting scene would be in the dark. It also intensifies his power-up colors too. Makes him seem more neon? The small attention to details really does make a difference. But in all honesty, the development of Sonic's new parents was done super well. It is very rare that we get attached to parental figures who genuinely care and aren't noted out as an annoying parent or a parent who doesn't know what they're talking about. We actually see them being genuinely kind citizens, especially when it comes to the utmost importance of each other.
Ta-da!
San Francisco sucks.
Oh. Wrong one. Ta-da!
You never had a doubt, huh?
No.
They put each other first as often as they can. So when it came to the point of them trying to decide how to let go of Sonic, in the end they couldn't. It felt overwhelmingly honorable and also perfect for the situation that Sonic was in. In the beginning of the movie, Sonic stated,
It feels like I've been running my whole life.
before he left them, he did mention,
I don't want to go, but I can't stay. I just want you to know that these last 2 days have been the best 2 days of my life. Thank you
For what?
for saving my life.
Then before he gave his life, he stated,
This is my power, and I'm not using it to run away anymore. I'm using it to protect my friends.
to round out my point, the action of them also keeping Sonic in the end just felt right. We now feel the Sonic's loneliness dissipating. Sonic the movie is not necessarily a bad movie for the viewer or its intentions as a game movie. Honestly, it is considered bad because people expected something different, but I honestly don't see how it is any different from other children's movies. It is literally a family good time for everyone.
The face I was born with, the confidence I picked up along the way.
Let us know what your thoughts are on Sonic. What do you expect from the second installment? Do you think we will get the same Jim Carrey comedy? I sure hope so. Clearly, this movie didn't do so bad if we're getting a second movie. Even if Olive Garden is an ad for this movie and maybe even the next?
Olive Garden.
Yeah. The way you said you'll see made me think it was something better than the things we said.
Have you tried their never-ending pasta bowl? It never ends.
Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. Until next time, stay nerdy and keep binging.